If you're so smart, then fix my boat. After 30 engineers failed, this CEO thought no one could save her luxury yacht, until a single dad stepped in. What he did next left everyone speechless. Like and subscribe for more unbelievable true story moments. The harbor was buzzing with tension. For 3 weeks, the luxury yacht Sea Empress, bride of billionaire CEO Victoria Steele, had been dead in the water. 30 top-paid engineers had tried to fix its mysterious engine failure. All had failed, burning through thousands in fees. Victoria, furious and embarrassed, stood on the pier in her designer heels, barking orders at her crew. "If you can't fix it, you're wasting my time," she snapped. Then she noticed a man standing quietly at the edge of the dock, oil-stained jeans, calloused hands, and a little girl holding his arm. He was Jack Carter, a single dad and former Navy engineer now working odd repair jobs to make ends meet. His daughter tugged at his sleeve. "Daddy, maybe you can help her," she whispered. Victoria laughed when she heard that. "If you're so smart, then fix my boat. But don't get your hopes up, 30 trained engineers couldn't do it." Jack didn't argue. He simply asked for a wrench, slid into the engine room, and began working in silence. Within minutes, he spotted the issue-on overlooked microfracture in the fuel regulator. Invisible unless you'd seen it before under combat conditions. With a few deft adjustments and a patch from his own toolbox, the engine roared to life. The crew gasped. Victoria's mouth fell open. How did you?" Jack shrugged. "Experience. I fixed engines in the middle of the ocean, under missile fire. Your boat was just taking a nap." The little girl giggled. Victoria, humbled, handed Jack a signed blank check. "Name your price," she said. Jack shook his head. "Just enough to cover my daughter's school tuition. That's all we need." From that day, Victoria never mocked a working man again, especially not one who could do what 30 experts couldn't. The sun glared over the marina, glinting off the sleek white hull of the Sea Empress. It was more than just a yacht, was the personal statement of Victoria Steele, one of the most ruthless and celebrated CEOs in the tech world. And right now, her pride was rotting in its berth. For 22 days. The yacht's custom engine, a rare European design, refused to start. 30 highly paid marine engineers had been flown in from across the country. All had gone home shaking their heads, their invoices totaling more than most people's yearly salary. On the pier, Victoria's frustration boiled over. 3 weeks, and not one of you can figure it out. She barked at her crew. "Do I have to fix it myself?" A few dock workers turned away to avoid her wrath. That's when a quiet voice spoke up from the edge of the dock. "Maybe I can take a look." Victoria turned. The man wasn't dressed like an engineer. Faded jeans, a work shirt stained with grease, boots scuffed from years of hard use. Beside him stood a girl, maybe 8 years old, holding a lunchbox. "And you are?" Victoria asked sharply. "Jack Carter," he said. "Just a mechanic. Used to work Navy ships before. Life happened." Victoria smirked. "Oh, a mechanic. Well, 30 top-tier marine engineers couldn't do it. But sure, maybe the guy with a lunchbox can. Tell you what, if you're so smart, then fix my boat. But don't expect a thank you when you fail." Her tone made a couple of the crew members glance at each other, uncomfortable. Jack just gave a small smile and handed his daughter the lunchbox. "Hold this for me, kiddo," he said. Then he stepped aboard. Inside the engine room, the air was thick with the smell of fuel and salt. Jack crouched down, running his fingers along the piping, listening to the faint hiss when the fuel line primed. He spotted it almost immediately, a microfracture in the fuel regulator. Almost invisible unless you'd worked on warships that had to keep running under impossible conditions. Most people wouldn't see you. He murmured to the engine, "But I'm not most people." He rummaged in his old dented toolbox and pulled out a small patch kit. His hands moved with quiet precision, sealing the fracture. replacing a worn coupling and checking the ignition circuit. 15 minutes later, he stepped back, wiped his hands, and pressed the starter. The engine roared to life like a sleeping giant awakened. The crew cheered. Victoria spun around, her sunglasses sliding down her nose. What? How? It's been down 4 weeks. Jack climbed up to the deck. Just a crack in the regulator. Easy fix if you know what to look for. Her voice dropped. 30 engineers missed that. He shrugged. They were looking for complicated problems. I fixed engines while under missile fire in the middle of the ocean. Sometimes the simplest thing is the deadliest. Victoria stared at him for a long moment, then pulled out her checkbook. Name your price. Jack shook his head. Just enough to cover my daughter's school tuition for the year. That'll be plenty. The girl's eyes lit up. Does that mean I can go to the science camp too, Daddy? Jack smiled. Looks like it. Victoria handed him the check, her tone softer now. Mr. Carter, I owe you an apology. Don't worry about it, he said, taking his daughter's hand. Engines don't care about titles. As they walked away, the harbor buzzed with whispers. And for the first time in years, Victoria's Steel had been humbled not by another CEO, but by a single dad with a wrench and a little girl who believed in him.